Hi guys, welcome to Nerd Bites, and this is going to be my spoiler review for David Brent, Life on the Road. Of course there will be spoilers, but I'm going to put them to the back end of the review, although there isn't too many to be honest. I'm just going to give my general thoughts at the start, spoilers later on, and final verdict. So, Ricky Gervais decided to make a Brent movie based on the David Brent character from the Office series, which was an absolutely incredible series. 2 seasons and a Christmas special was absolutely incredible, and this character was really well developed. And bringing him back, I think he's like 15 years later or something like that, and he's on the road doing like this band thing that he's all paying for. He's paying for absolutely everything, as well as being a rep at this this place that does like tampons and brushes and all this kind of stuff. And it's pretty much the same kind of feel that you would get in The Office with this character interacting with other characters, but obviously overstretched over a film rather than a load of half-an-hour bursts of episodes. I mean, was it funny? Yeah, it was funny. There was plenty of laughs in there. There was plenty of times I almost choked on my popcorn because I was laughing so hard. But there only been a couple of disappointments where there was a couple of scenes that were really funny, but I was laughing at them a second time because they were in the trailer, which I didn't think these certain ones were meant to get the big laughs. Because they put them in the trailer, didn't get as many laughs as you would expect, but there was still plenty of jokes in there and plenty of Brent moments that made you laugh out loud. So yeah, he's a rep, and then it's kind of, you still get that Office kind of feel and attitude. You've got a dick in the office, you've got someone that kind of likes him, then you've got a girl that kind of likes him as well, and then people that feel sorry for him. You've got a boss telling him what to do. Same kind of feel, but with new characters. And I was worried that they wouldn't work, but they did work. They weren't developed as much as the Office characters. We didn't see him over an extended period of time, but they worked enough to serve the story and serve his character. Then he has to go on tour and paying for everything, the hotels, their food, drinks, gear, the lot, and goes off on tour with this band that he's hired, and obviously they don't like him. And you've got the his mate, the half-caste guy. I can't remember the actor's name now. But you've got him that kind of likes him, but kind of doesn't. He's right in the middle between the band and Brent as well. And it's just, the character developments there are really quite well done. You do feel sorry for Brent at certain times, but other times you think, oh, for God's sake, you absolute dick. Which is what you're meant to sound like. You're meant to feel that, which is exactly what I felt back in the series. So he's done pretty well there to make me still feel something for the character, especially when we don't have the other characters around him. We have this entirely new cast. Now obviously the main thing about this is the character David Brent, and obviously him dealing with wanting to be a rock star, but wanting to please everybody, but not please everybody. He wants to be politically correct, but not racist, not homophobic, but he is, with a backhanded way. It's always his way with the character, and it does work through this film, absolutely, but there are some points here and there where I'm just like, you get these really high points of jokes, and then you get this kind of low point here where you just like, oh, I've seen that joke before a million times, and you know, quite a lot of them you could see coming from a mile away. Some of them still landed pretty well, but then other ones didn't land as much. I mean, with the payoff at the end as well, the way everything finishes up with this film, yeah, it worked. I don't think it worked as well as it would have at the end of the series, you know, the Christmas special. You know, making you really feel something for this character and thinking, go on mate, you know, at the end you feel something for that character. It worked here, but I don't think it worked as much, but it was still a good ending. It was still the kind of ending I would expect for this kind of mockumentary film type thing. Okay, I'm going to have a few spoilers here, so make sure if you haven't seen the film yet, go and see it first before checking out the spoilers. Otherwise you can just go near the end of my episode and you can find out what my final verdict of this film is. You have been warned. There was a lot of funny moments, there was a lot of cringe-worthy moments. I would say that the bazooka t-shirt thing hitting that fat girl, it was funny, but that, I mean, like I said, that was the one that they had in the trailer that was meant to get a massive laugh, and it didn't get as much of a laugh because we already knew it was going to happen. But there were some other moments in it that were in the trailers and they worked pretty well and they did land well. One of the good moments halfway through the gig is that they're busy playing a song and solo happens, and he turns his back to put against the guitarist and he shouts it back to back, and the guitarist just moves out of the way and he falls flat on his ass. It's brilliant. Those cringe-worthy moments are just exactly what we expect from this character. Probably one of the funniest scenes to me was and I don't like saying this word, the nigger scene. Now, it's really funny. He pays for the band to sit with him and drink. They stay with him for about 10 minutes and bugger off. And then him and the half-caste guy, this again I can't remember the dude's name, he forces him to stay with him, and then the next scene you see is him wasted, and he's carrying him through the hallway back to the hotel room, and he's just saying, "You're the only one that cares." He's drunk mumbling. It's like, "You're the only one that cares. No one else cares. You're my nigger." And then he's like, "Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that." I said, "No, you call me your nigger. Call me a nigger." And that was it. Just he kept wandering on. Like, "Call me a nigger. I'm your nigger. Call me a nigger." And he kept doing it until eventually went, "You're my nigga." And he just kind of let him trying to put his keys, the credit card, obviously it's a swipe, which is like, that's not your car key, it's your credit card. Just the drunken moment, just that cringe-worthy thing of using that word with a half-caste guy was just really well done. It was probably one of the best scenes in the film. Another great scene with Roisin Conaty. She's a comedian, I think that's her name anyway. Her and another girl you see in the trailer that he takes her back to the hotel, and that's kind of all you see really. But the extra bit I love was the fact they pounded through the minibar, the champagne, crisps, chocolate, the lot, and then you can just this other girl just eating everything and drinking everything and swilling stuff in her mouth, and just the reactions of Gervais's Brent to that horrible sound, because we know he doesn't like it in real life anyway. But just all of that, and then they stay the night, and just I think it cost him 200 quid from the minibar just for them to stay over. Didn't sleep with him, didn't get off with him. One of them bailed first thing in the morning, the other one just got on, had a shower, did around, buggered off, and it was a really cringe-worthy scene. Just like, oh god, he's got that desperate to have some kind of female company. One thing I will say that annoyed the fuck out of me after about half an hour was the little kind of exhale laugh that he makes every time he has some kind of like innuendo joke or something. He goes like that. Now I don't mind him using that, but it's the sheer volume that he used it in. I think he must have used that laugh about 20 times through this film, and that's not an exaggeration. 6 would have been about enough, but 20 or more, I think he used it. It's like, every time. It really started to get annoying. And it's an already annoying laugh. It's meant to be that way, but it got to the point where it was so annoying that it just wasn't funny. The ending, the payoff that with the fact that the sound guy that he brought on ends up paying £1,500 to get this snow coming down at the end of this like kind of Christmas song that he's made was really quite touching. And then at the end of it, they're all kind of talking naturally and having the drinks and that kind of stuff. And yeah, that worked. I kind of felt for it. Then finally, he's kind of like, you know, naturally talking to these people rather than forcing it and trying too hard, as we know Brent does. And the other payoff as well at the end when he gets back to his office, back to his day job, and the dickhead there is just being an absolute arsehole, and the woman ends up chucking a drink on him. Good. Again, it solidifies, you know, makes me care about him. Again, not as much as I would with the series, but it still made me go, good, this is a kind of a cool way to end, and the two of them walk off to get a coffee together, and it was cool. It was kind of what I expected for the film, the way it had to end. Just a nice little happy moment. And that's not necessarily means he's got the best thing, he's got a record deal or anything like that. It's just a nice little thing. It's like he doesn't need a record deal, he just needs a good woman or a good friend. You know what I mean? And I think that worked. Finally, we'll just say the music, although we have heard a few of it because they've released obviously tracks here and there, a few more put in there as well, and the music's hilarious. I can't deny it. The music is absolutely hilarious. Even when some of the lyrics you can tell are going to come from a mile away, it's still funny, and it's just watching the crowd's reactions and how it's cringe-worthy, and it works really well. Overall, guys, Life on the Road, was it great? It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like the perfect Brent film. Did it have its problems? Yeah, it lagged here and there. There was a few jokes that didn't land, and it was just sometimes eventually the character of Brent did get annoying at some point, but overall I still enjoyed the character and his interaction with these other characters and people. The film was, you know, pretty simple, worked pretty well. Again, they did it in the documentary form, it worked. And, you know, the payoff worked as well. Is it perfect? No, but it's still a good film, and I think it's fair to give it 3 stars. So that's what I thought of David Brent, Life on the Road. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments or send me an email. You can also find me on the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and moviepilot.com. Just type in Nerd Bites anywhere and I'm sure you'll find me. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. And of course, keep it nerdy.